All right, so here we have our Xcode, and what we're going to do is create our first piece of code. But I just want to pause here and talk about this screen. So on this screen, we have three different options. We have a playground, a project, and that clone, which we did before. In fact, here's our cloned directory, the patterns of application directory that I made. So we have these three options, and a playground can really be thought of as a text file that you would use to do some experimenting. You'd use it to write some quick code and experiment, and there's really no stakes. Playgrounds can't necessarily be built into apps. They don't include a lot of the additional stuff that are in projects, but they're really great for teaching and for learning and for trying out new small little chunks of code. So we're going to be using playgrounds a lot in this class. An Xcode project is a much larger endeavor. A project includes a bunch of different libraries that are all plugged in together. It includes all the capabilities to build an application for your iPhone, your iPad, a Mac, an Apple Watch, Apple TV, all these different things. And it has simulations. It's really a much larger undertaking. So most of the time we're going to be working with small little playgrounds just to kind of learn the concepts, and then a project is the actual app that we will build. So the reason I want to make this definition is because I don't want you to be building your app or an app idea in a playground. A playground is really just meant for you to learn with. I want you to build the app in a project, okay? So we're going to start with a playground. So I'm going to click Get Started with a Playground, and it's going to ask me a couple questions. It's going to say, what's the template? Mac OS, tvOS, iOS. I'll just hit iOS. And we can do blank, game, map, single view. I'll just do blank for now and hit next. And now it's asking me where to save it. And I'm going to pick my desktop, and I'm going to pick that Git repository that we used before. I'm going to hit create, and it's going to build this within that folder. So if I open up that folder, I now have that myplayground.playground here. And it's opened it up here. Now yours may look a little bit different. I'm in dark mode, so it's a little bit easier on the eyes. And you can change those things by going to Xcode, Preferences, and then visiting. You can change those things by going Xcode, Preferences, and then visiting the Fonts and Colors section. And you can play around with different options. I'm actually going to do probably Presentation Large Dark so that you can really see the text easily. And how playgrounds work is that basically they are running pieces of your code. So code writes a series of lines of text, and it's going to run these pieces of code, and it's going to output them over here on the right-hand side and also down here at the bottom. So let's just hit play and see what happens. So I hit that play button. It says running my playground, and it might take a little bit, and then we have a little pop-up over here. So if I make that a little bit larger, and I'll make this a little bit larger, so this says hello playground. And right now what we have, just to explain this, we have a variable declaration. So it's saying var str, so this is the name of the variable, and that variable is equal to hello playground, and so it's printing the word hello playground, that phrase. Great. All right, so let's just write another piece of code, and it's okay that we don't understand what these pieces of code are right now. I just want you writing in this. So I'm going to put in var and write the word, let's say integer, and I'll say equals, and I'll just type in the number 10. And I'll hit play, and it added the word 10 over here. So it's running each line dynamically. So let's add a new line. Let's do var, and I'll say this is string2 equals, and then in quotes I'll write hi there. And I'll hit play. And now it says hi there. On the side we can click different little pieces to show them in line. So if I don't want to be looking over here, I can click this and it'll show me the output there. I can look at it there also zoomed in. This is the debug screen down here, which will show me if I have errors or anything like that. And whenever we're done with this, I'm just going to hit S, Command S to save.